Why hello there my friends, my name is Pantsman52 and I am doing a Call of Duty commentary. I've actually never done a post commentary for Call of Duty before. I did one for Gears of War 3 Beast Mode back when it was new, which is actually pretty fun, but we're here about Call of Duty, and what I wanted to talk about today was the shotguns. Now previously the shotguns had a buff or a glitch, the extended mags glitch, which supposedly gave more of their shells pellets, and basically it let them do more damage. And Infinity Ward has since patched this, so at least I think they did, so it's no longer a viable thing, but extended mags are still pretty useful. Anyways, honestly, I've used almost all the shotguns. Now, my favorite shotgun back from Modern Warfare 2 is the A12, and I know it's newbie, it's fully automatic, yeah, I know, but it's pretty fun to use. A lot of people say it's cheap, but I liked using it anyway, even though in this game I really don't see how people could say it's cheap. Use the striker, it's about, I don't know, 10 times better. Has a little slower fire rate. I don't know, maybe some people can fast it just as fast as the A12. It's less hit markers, has bigger capacity, you know, has a lot of things going for it. But still, my favorite shotgun is the A12, but I've moved on to using the striker. It's just a lot easier, and the only downside is it takes a long time to reload, but you can really deal with that, you know, take a few shots, pause, reload, and so on. I have tried out every shotgun. The USAS, it's really hit or miss. I mean, oftentimes it's kind of bad, you know, range is a little dinky, but it does get a lot of one-shot kills. If it's at the edge of its range, it takes 2. But it is a really powerful shotgun. It reloads really quick. It has a box magazine of 6. I think it's 8 with extended mags. You know, not too much of an improvement, but there's not a lot of other attachments you can use. It's fairly decent. I like using it, but it's nowhere near the best. And then here's the KSG. Simply put, I think KSG is a piece of poop. It does have a big capacity. It's about all it's got going for it. I mean, it's pump action. It seems weaker than the Spaz. Seems like it might have a little bit more range, but range doesn't really help that much on a pump action if it takes 2 shots to kill. But it's still, it definitely can be used in any game. Any gun in this game can be used. You could use a pistol as your primary, and most people, or some people, could do really well with it. Not most people. Most people like their assault rifles, but talk about shotguns. So the next one would be the Spaz 12. Spaz 12 is nowhere near as good as it was in Modern Warfare 2, but that's probably a good thing. It was really powerful in Modern Warfare 2. Pump action, I think they pretty much kept the same animation for it. I think most of the attachments do the same deal for it. It's alright, you know. I haven't really used damage or range on almost any of the shotguns, so that's where my opinion's coming from, that they're not very good. So maybe if I got range or damage on it, I know they're a lot better once you get those on there, but it's kind of difficult to get to that point. I'd rather be using SMGs or LMGs. No, LMGs are one of my favorite gun types, even though everyone kind of hates them and think they're really newbie, which I could definitely see their point. You know, large clip, spray everywhere, basically. But oftentimes they take around the same amount or more bullets to kill than the assault rifle. Often have similar recoil, but they do have the option of a grip. Lots of the LMGs have really poopy sights, and you know, so they often take a bird sight, so you have to use 2 attachments. But I'm getting off topic here about the shotguns. The next one I believe is the AA-12, which I've talked about a little bit, but it is fully automatic, which a lot of people think it's newbie because it is fully automatic. You know, despite that, I've used it before, and at the edge of its range, I have gotten a whole clip full of hit markers, and I've hit some guy. I don't know if that's latency or it's like only one pellet is hitting him, which most of the time I seem like I'm pretty on, you know, pretty centered with steady aim, but I don't know, maybe I was off, you know, the latency was just catching the edge of him. But it is really weak. I mean, you use the whole clip of a fully automatic shotgun and it doesn't kill somebody. That's a big problem. I mean, it's worse than actually, you know, the pump actions, which, you know, just take a pump. If it says it takes 2 hits from pump action to kill, that's a lot quicker than loading a whole mag, reloading, and then hitting him with another bullet or another shell. My bad. And so it's really weak. I mean, I've heard he gets a lot better with damage or range, but the fact that without those, it can get a whole clip of hit markers makes it really worthless. I mean, maybe you could find it, you know, with good luck with overkill with a sniper, you know, inside a building. I mean, that could definitely be useful, but if someone's using like a spaz against you or a striker, you know, with the spaz, if they have pretty good aim, they're gonna beat you pretty much every time. And especially with the striker, because the striker can shoot, you know, almost as fast, not as fast, but almost as fast. But it kills quicker too, and I've seen that thing. A lot of people use those for Moabs and use a specialist, and I think with the specialist you get all proficiencies. I'm not sure. I've heard 2 sides of argument that you don't get damage or that you don't get range, you know, but neither both. So you always get one, and if you're using one, you're pretty set. They're pretty good. The striker's pretty good as is. You know, you don't need any attachments. I mean, I have a friend who used the striker. I was at his house and we played for one night. I think in about 5 or 6 matches he was already up to level 20 with the striker, you know, weapon level wise. I mean, that's crazy, and I've used it for about 4 games, you know. I don't rush. I'm not very good with the shotguns, especially the striker. I'm not very good with the striker. I don't know how or why, but it seems like I, you know, get cocky with the striker. That, you know, I spray everywhere, and I get a lot of hit markers with it. So, you know, I feel a lot more confident when I have the striker. So that's probably because it is definitely the best shotgun out of all the shotguns on this game. But that might be a little bit to its downfall, you know. It may just be me, but if I feel like I got a really good weapon in my hands, I tend to do worse because I'm so confident in its abilities. Like, recently I've been using the MP5, and I've been doing better with the MP5, you know, the first SMG you unlock, and the MP7, which is the 40-round clip last SMG you unlock. You know, that has no recoil, does pretty decent damage, and if you put range on it, it's really good, especially for a kick. And the only thing you have to worry about is idle sway, which I'm guessing if maybe like stability on that thing is a beast at long range, which is pretty sad considering it's an SMG. But I do tend to do a lot better if the weapon I'm using isn't as good. Like, I infuse a lot more tactics into my gameplay if I have a poopy weapon, which, you know, if you use average weapons, it probably gives me the same effect. So it seems like the average weapons are really good and the poor weapons, you know, are average, and the good weapons are average as well. So I tend to have a pretty bad opinion on what weapons are really good, except I've seen people use the striker, other people, and it is a beast when they use it. My hands, it's not that great. But the shotgun after the striker, I believe, is the Model H7. Now, I believe I used it one game out of both my prestiges. I'm level 2nd prestige, so I've prestige 3 times, but I'm only level 55. And it doesn't seem that good to me, honestly. The fact that no shotguns can be wielded akimbo in this game really hurts them, I think. The H7 could definitely benefits from akimbo, even if, you know, they somehow nerfed it to where you couldn't shoot both of them at once. You know, the fact that you could have a quick second shot, that thing would make that thing a lot more powerful. But I think, in all honesty, if you're wanting to go with the shotgun that's not almost fully automatic, you know, striker is semi-automatic, but it can be fired pretty fast, almost faster than the A12 if you have really fast trigger finger. And yeah, it's really not that good. Anyway, this is the end of the gameplay. I go 29-13, I believe. And yeah, in summary, use the striker if you're looking for a good shotgun.